And we're back. So I got some good news. I did end up getting another stand, better stand. I should get some better shots with this stand. So that is one positive thing. One thing we are going to do today, we're going to finish getting the intake on. We'll get all the motor mounts on, get the cover back on, and get this all prepped up and ready to go. All right, we got the timing cover on, motor mount on. So now we're gonna start putting the intake on. I got all the intake area all nice and cleaned up, so the press gaskets have a nice seal. So we'll grab the intake, we'll throw that on. we'll get the lower inlet water plastic piece, basically tube, back on, and this will be about ready to go. So we'll grab that, we'll get going. One quick side note I will say is that as you're putting your bolts in, don't tighten nothing down until all the bolts are in. Bolts or nuts. Makes it easier, and you'll make sure it's seat right before you start trying to lock it down. So we'll get started on that. Alright, so we got the intake on. Got all the bolts hand tight. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to my torque wrench. We're going to torque all those down to 15 foot-pounds. When you're torquing them down, you want to start from the middle and work out. So I'll do the middle first, second, third, fourth, fifth, seventh, and eighth. You always want to work out when you're torquing down your bolts. So I'll torque those down. We'll get everything here attached that I want attached, back here as well. And this thing will be ready to go back into the car. So I'll get going on that, and we'll get this thing hopefully in today. One real quick side note, while you're torquing that down or taking it apart, get yourself a swivel socket. That'll make your life a lot easier. Alright, so we got the motor all ready and prepped up to go in. Only thing I got to do is put the flywheel on the back, and this will be fully ready. I'm not going to put the flywheel on until I take this off the engine stand. I'll have it on the cherry picker, and then I'll throw that on. So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump over to the car. We're going to get the transmission hooked back up. Well, it's already in, but get all the wires hooked back up. We need to get the new exhaust pipe in, or the new used one, should I say, back in, and then we can go ahead and stick this in. So I'm going to jump over to the car now. We'll hook up the transmission, do the exhaust pipe, and get this guy in. So, taking that exhaust pipe out has been a rather pain in the butt. Obviously, those bolts have been on there for quite a while. They're rusted on. They don't want to move. So I'm going to do a couple things. Got my grinder out. Hopefully I don't have to use that. But I also got my little Dremel tool out. I'm going to try to go around those bolts there, those nuts. Hopefully cut just enough of that nut where I can free them up. And then I'll pop off. Wish me luck.
So we had some problems with the exhaust pipe. Got the old one out, but putting the new one back in is going to be a bit of a pain. So we're going to worry about that later when Harbor Freight opens back up. I can get some different tools. So right now we're going to go ahead and hook the engine back up and get this thing into the car.
And we have the motor in. Woohoo! All the motor mounts are down. Part of the transmission is hooked up, and the motor mount back there is in. Very happy and pleased that this engine is finally in the car. If you did watch and did see, I did have to take the intake manifold out to actually stick that in. Didn't really have to, but I didn't want to take more stuff off of the car to allow it to spit in there with it on. So taking that off made it a little easier. I'll have to put it on inside the car. A little bit more of a pain, but it was easy to put it in. And honestly, I'd rather have it easier to go in with the motor than the intake. So if you're doing this job, I would suggest leaving the intake off before you stick that motor back in. So, woohoo! One thing done. We got the engine back in. We got the intake back on. I didn't torque it down. Getting a little late. I'm a little worn out today. So tomorrow I'll end up torquing that down. Get some of the stuff in the back of the motor on. Probably won't record some of that stuff. It's a pretty simple process.
pretty self-explanatory how to put that stuff on the back of the motor back on. When I get to the front of the motor again, we'll start recording again. And especially when it comes to power steering, there is a specific power steering fluid that I would suggest using. That power steering fluid has quieted a lot of the power steering in the cars I used to have. So that's one of the steps we'll do. So probably won't post another video tomorrow, but that's depending on how far I get. We'll just keep rocking and rolling. I'll get the back of that stuff all put on, all the wires re-secured, torque down the intake, and yeah, we're getting really close. Thanks guys for joining me today. If you would like to, I do have a little page. You can go and buy me a coffee. Anybody that buys me one, I will throw your name out there on my next video. So, do appreciate all the views, all the follows and subscriptions. Otherwise, that's it for today, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys.